Introducing first, the fighter on the red side of the cage. He is a grappler. At 5 feet 10 inches tall, he weighed in at 223 pounds. His record, a perfect 1 win with no losses. Training at Excel here in Las Vegas and fighting by way of Hazlet, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Florio. His opponent fights from the blue side of the cage, known as a striker. Standing 6 foot 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 218 pounds. He makes his debut tonight here at the Joint, training with Tap Out Training Center here in Las Vegas, but calling Wisconsin, Mukwonago, Wisconsin home. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eric Capper. Joe Sullivan will be your referee in a fight scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for the instructions in the locker room. Any questions from you? Any questions from you? All right, here's what I expect. I need to protect yourself at all times. This is my instructions at all times. Any questions? Any questions? All right, touch gloves, go back to your corner. Jim? Get back. Get back there. Get back there. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Let's go, fight! Don't grab that cage. Don't grab that shorts.
Here we go, round 1. Very exciting, right to the ground. Good takedown by Mike Florio.
You get a grappler versus a striker. This is where the grappler wants to be, especially when you're giving up about 7 inches of height difference here.
Yep, the classic matchup.
Who will fight their fight? And will it be on the ground or standing? I had to get some help back in the locker room with Mukwonago. Wisconsin had no idea where that was from. But Eric walked me through it.
See if Eric can stand up from his position now.
Well, he did a good job of transitioning out front, where he could attempt a choke submission anyway. Now just trying to get Capper back on his back.
This is where Eric can use the cage to his advantage.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be trying a lot harder to stand up. Now he starts to get to his feet.
That was a close knee.
That's risky.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let that slide.
As far as rules go, if you're on your feet, your opponent needs to be on his feet to throw that. Capper gets a couple of punches in there, but immediately Florio does a good job of taking him down. And that's not easy. Capper 6'5", 218.
Let's see if he can do anything with this top position now.
He was joking with us at weigh-ins last night. He said, no six-pack here. He's pretty proud of that 12-pack he carries around. Now trying to... I thought he was going to try and mount, but he's not. He's just using that knee to hold Capper off. 10 seconds left in this opening round.
Eric might be saved by the bell here in a second.
And you hear off in the phrase, trying to win around. Florio.
Do it again.
Fight!
Round number 2, good strong kick.
Oh, nice right hand. There we go. See what I said?
Yeah.
He got an earful from the corner.
And it worked once, but look at this. Florio's not going to give up. Good job of staying with it. But you're right, the initial takedown attempt by Florio was fought off there by Capper.
All right, I need you to defend yourself.
Now he is in mount position.
And Capper could be in trouble here. Doing what he should do and closing some space. Now he gives up his back. I don't know if that's a good idea. These are tough choices when you're in that position, though. Do you continue to take the shots when somebody's mounted you, or do you give up your back and try and scramble out that way?
Well, hopefully if he's worked on defending when someone's on your back, you know, it's not too risky. You can usually get out of that pretty quick.
Florio's going to work on that arm.
Capper needs to stay on his side there.
Punch him again! Punch him!
He's got the reach advantage. He can just hold him there and punch him if he wants to. If Florio's not going to do anything from that top position, which now he is, now he's bringing down some punches.
Florio's got to be careful that he doesn't get too high here. He's going to try again on a submission. He just didn't quite have the technique on the last try. That's beginning to look painful.
Yeah, luckily our ref's right there watching, very close in on the action.
Good shot there, good camera angle to see the face of Eric Capper.
And couldn't be saved by the bell again at the end of the second round here.
Florio let it go, and now he's going to let those hands go. Consistent with how he finished that first round, he really wants to throw some punches at the end of the round, and so that's what he did at the end there in those final 10 seconds. Technique, you know, I mean, the desire, the knowledge of at least looking for that arm was there, but the technique maybe not just quite right this early in a career.
Right, and, you know,
you can change the things you made mistakes on.
Absolutely.
If a promoter will give you that opportunity. So third and final round. Not much of a punch, just a poke there. But Florio obviously not looking for punches. He wants to get back on the ground here. That's where he's most proficient.
He should just keep letting his hands go and keep that flurry going.
Capper was doing a good job in the few seconds of the opening of this round. There he's on his back again, but doing a good job of keeping his spacing outside with his reach advantage.
Man on top, let's work with this position.
Florio is in the mount position again.
Do not target the back of the head. Pick and choose your shots wisely.
And so just what you want to do, you want to use one hand to force, you know, to open up that space so that you can do exactly what Florio is doing here.
Capper needs to keep those arms tight to his body, and so Florio doesn't get it and try that submission again.
And if you're on your back like Capper here, you want to close that distance to take something away from those punches.
If Capper can get to his side, needs to get up on that hip. He's going to have a better chance of either.
There's a good right hand, 2, 3. Couple little rabbit punches there. We're just now going to try a shoulder choke.
Yep, here's a head and arm choke by Florio.
He's got a good hold on it. I can't see from this vantage point whether what the response will be from Capper here.
Look at me.
Referee Joe Sullivan telling Capper, look at me, and you know what? He's going to wave this off. Must have got a verbal submission. I didn't see a tap.
He tapped.
Did he? So it comes to an end by way of a tap out, but a shoulder choke submission. Good job by Mark Florio.
Excellent job.
Showed good wrestling skills.
Good submission attempts, and then finally the win with that head and arm choke.
We may get a chance to see it again on the replays here. While we've got a second and we get the official time, I want to say thank you to a lot of great... Oh, let's take a look at the replay first. This is after it was already locked in, but the tap came and it was a shoulder choke submission. Kind of tough in that spot. You know, you got to decide how long you're going to hold on to that.
Yeah, Capper needed to keep his arms tighter and closer to his body to protect him. He kind of left him out there, and I'm sure he'll go back and watch the tape and learn from that.
Get a good look at the tap there as Capper reaches out. But I wanted to say, while we've got a second here, for those that are listening at home, thanks to a lot of great training camps. You know, without the support of the camps and the sponsors that we mentioned throughout the show, these events would not be possible. The Tap Out Training Center, Extreme Couture here in Las Vegas, Striking Unlimited, Excel.
Win going to Mike Florio, taking his record to 2-0. Great way to finish the night. Another successful night of fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear from you one more time. Did you enjoy your evening of fights here at the Joint at the Hard Rock? This one comes to an end in the third and final round. The official time, 1 minute 45 seconds by way of a shoulder choke submission and tap out. Your winner, Mike Florio.